Hey everybody, this is Rustin Rose with Metalholic Magazine and Metal Nation Radio. Joining us tonight, Tommy Blardo of Enemy Remains. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good, buddy.
You have a new album finally coming out on January 20th, Faith in Humanity. Congrats.
Thanks, man.
And it's I was listening to it pretty much on and off all day today, and it's a fantastic record. And I'm sort of excited, probably less so than you guys, but to hear what everybody else thinks of it. But it's some fantastic stuff you've got there.
Oh, yeah, no, we're excited. We're getting really good feedback so far on it. And, yeah, no, we're pretty pumped up about it. Like you said, it's been a little bit since we put something out. So
yeah,
we're very pumped up with this.
A good 5 years. Now, you guys did some different things with this record, too. How did you approach Faith in Humanity differently than Two Faces, Two Minds?
You know, that's funny because we wanted to be more relevant. I mean, and Steve didn't want to be compared to, because we were going to go the old proggy way back like we used to be, because me and Steve had a band called Image Beyond, and it was like Faith back in the day. And, you know, we got away from that to do Two Faces, Two Minds, more of a commercial album.
Right.
Didn't really do that good back in that time because the 80s, the 90s grunge and shit was going on. So that was still being real relevant in the scene. So we kind of, took a different approach on this album. We kind of just really just listened to what's going on out there today, and I told Steve, I said, listen, we got to make a drastic change if we want to be relevant in this scene, and he was willing to do it. And, we kind of took the new modern productions that all the bands are kind of doing now and kind of made our own little twist on them, and pretty much is what we got.
Well, and in many ways, in listening to the old one, it sort of almost feels like a debut for you guys. Do you guys feel that way on some level?
Yeah, we do. It's just we wanted to call it that because a lot of people didn't know about the other Two Faces, Two Minds, but we had to bring it to light. But, yeah, we're calling it our debut album because the guys on this record are totally different than, of course, it's still me and Steve that's been backbone in this band forever. But we got very talented professionals now that, are on the same page with us. And, it does feel like a debut album for us.
And as you mentioned, except for you and Steve, whole new lineup on this record. How did that impact the record in your mind?
I usually write about to the abilities of the singer. That's pretty much the way me and Steve take the approach. And when we came across Frank, we were actually we had a bunch of stuff going on. Steve was doing the Fates reunion stuff, so he was rehearsing for that for a year. So we were kind of just doing a little stuff on the side, me and Steve, and we wrote this track. And I said, hey, I got a guy I think that may want to put some tracks down on this. I said, why don't we send him this track, see what he can do? Because we've been going through that forever with singers. So, every time we get something back, we're like, oh, brother, but we sent this to Frank. Pretty much what you hear on that record, that first song, No Faith in Humanity, the first single, it's pretty much what he did on that demo tape. So Frank brings a whole new aspect to the band because the guy can do everything. He can scream, he can sing melodic, he can write, he can play keyboards. I mean, he's just a talented dude. And we never had that as a front man to bring into the writing aspect. It was always me and Steve writing. So now we have three of us that can kind of collaborate. And Scott, too, he brings a whole new aspect to the writing. So we finally have like a full band that's contributing in the writing. You know what I mean?
Well, that's got to, number one, take some pressure off and give you a little bit of freedom and breathing room, I would imagine.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it does, because I was always like, oh, geez, I got to get something else going. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's nice when, other guys come down and I kind of come up with something and then the other guy feeds off, and that's what we're having, where you can take an idea and it'll be ping-ponged around 5 ways and everybody has a cool idea with it,
And I was looking obviously at the album art and the title of the album, Faith in Humanity, which I can't lie, given what's happened this year with the presidential elections and all the shit that's going on around the world. I don't have much faith in humanity right now, but tell us a little bit.
Brother, that's what this whole album is based on, man. That's exactly the way you nailed it right on the head. You know what I mean?
I was going to ask you, tell us a little bit about the lyrical concepts on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. We were sitting around and we kind of were watching the news and the political stuff and the racism going on in the world, and we're like, it's never been this bad. You know what I mean? and the news escalates stuff to, it's always that guy that wants to copy the other guy, and then builds up more hype on just a lot of stupid shit going on in the world, and that's, we're trying to bring light to that and try to bring a more positive message, because some of the songs are like, let's kind of knock this shit off and let's try to figure this out, like the world was never in this much of a mess,
Yeah, I keep saying that, and people say, oh, no, don't talk that way. We've had problems throughout time, and I'm like, no,
not like this.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't normally get a chance to do this because we have usually 10, 12, 13 tracks on an album. But if you pull out the two beautiful piano melodies, we've got 5 songs here, and I was wondering if you would take us on a little journey track by track, something I just normally don't get the luxury to do.
Whew. Oh, that's a good question. All right, so what's the track order?
Obviously, you got the little piano interlude to begin it, but after we get past that, you've got the first track there.
Actually, we were working on a new album today, so my mind's all flustered. We're writing the new album as this album is getting released, so we're trying to go full speed ahead. But yeah, it's pretty much it starts with that, and then it goes into Divided by Hate, and it's pretty much what me and you just talked about. It's like, how everything is getting, and the news is a big blame to that, about the racism and I've never seen it so bad where people are just hating on people so bad, and they kind of force it in your minds on the news, like, oh, you can't be this, or you can be whatever you want, it's just, but people try to train you to be the way they want you to be, and that's kind of like what Divided by Hate's about. And then, of course, it goes into the other one, and then it's No Faith in Humanity. Pretty much, where it's pretty much the same concept throughout the whole album. And then Breathe Again brings you back to, like, maybe there's hope in what the hell's going on. Let's try to bring something positive to it. And it kind of brings you through a journey. It's like, oh, maybe we do have a chance to figure all this out in the world, but then you kind of left like uncertain when you come into Empty Inside. It's like, is it going to work out or is it not? It's pretty much, it is that kind of a journey. It's like you want it to be positive, you don't know if it's going to turn out positive, and it's pretty much what the album is based upon, and everything that's with the politics going on, and and just to see, I'm not a political guy, but to see Donald Trump get in there, because everybody was just like, I can't deal with the politics no more. Let's just get a guy in there that doesn't know shit. You know what I mean? It's pretty much what happened. It's like, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but, everybody was just like, with the politics, it's like, that's when we were in the studio just watching everything, like, Jesus, what is going on,
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because I told everybody I usually try and stay out of politics, but this year was just so insane, and I voted for a third-party candidate, so it doesn't matter. But I told everybody, I said, it doesn't matter whether you're voting for Trump or whether you're voting for Clinton. It's still going to be the death of America. The difference is, if you vote for Clinton, it's a slow cancer that's going to eat away. If you vote for Trump, it's going to be the death of 1,000 cuts. So
yeah, dude. Yeah, no, it'll happen overnight with him. He's a no-nonsense dude, like, oh, fucking it's over. You know what I mean?
Blow everything up and let's start over. Exactly.
Yeah, send the nukes. We're done. I'm pissed off. That's you know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. That's totally the way to put it.
But one of the tracks that you missed was the second track right after the little colony interlude was Trust in No One. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Oh yeah, Trust in No One is kind of like this, what we just talked about. Who do you vote for? What do you do in this circumstance? It's like, everybody was like, with her history in the past, I'm not knocking her at all or him. It's just like a lot of people were like, flip a coin. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like, it's pretty much what that song is kind of about. And you can relate it to your own personal beliefs in what's going on in your life. You know what I mean? And how you relate to stuff. It's pretty much the basis behind that one.
Absolutely. So which track, a lot of times you come into the studio with the tracks pretty well done. You get in there, and there always seems to be one that's either really hard to get it finished the way you wanted to, or once you get in there, you think this is what it is, and then it takes on a life of its own. Did you have a track like that just sort of you had to beat into submission to get it where you wanted?
Empty Inside. Yes, the last track. Because that was the one, that was actually the first song we wrote after No Faith. and we had that was the one we were like, we really want to make it sound a little different than that basic, and we added the electronic stuff in the beginning and the interludes in the middle, where it's just like, it's totally different than anything we've done. And it took us a long time to figure out how we wanted to do it and where we wanted to do it and how it pertained to where the lyrics were. And that's probably the one that we're most proud of, and we're probably everybody's favorite in the band. So yeah, it would be Empty Inside.
Excellent. So with everything that's going on, you've got a full lineup now. Will we actually see more than just a couple of regional dates? Are you guys going to get a chance to actually take this out and tour it?
Yeah, we are. And they've been focusing so much on the album release and all the press building up to it. So after this album drops, all that stuff's going to kick in real quick. So yeah, we'll be doing a big tour.
So, and of course, you said you're already working on stuff for the next album, which means we're not waiting 5 years.
No, I'm telling you right now, man, we're going to put them out bap, 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 bap from here on out. You know, as long as all these guys stick around, you know, and they seem pretty pumped up because none of these guys have been on this level before either. So, you know, it's pretty satisfying to have we could all just never had a band where we could just hang out as buddies. You know what I mean? And that's the band we have now. So it's very cool.
Excellent. Nice to have that camaraderie, and it shows up in the music. It makes everything feel more organic and natural. So
totally. And here's the thing too, you know, nobody gets offended if somebody wants to change a part, or, you know, and we've always had guys, oh no, we can't, no, it's my part, we're not changing it. You know, it's like now everybody feeds off of everybody. It's so cool. You know what I mean?
And you're there to serve the song, not serve your ego.
That's right? It. It's about the track. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So before we get out of here, last question, you know, pointless question of the week, just for fun. What are you binge watching lately?
I'm a big fan of New Jersey Housewives, believe it or not. I'll watch it on repeat. I don't know why. I just think they're a bunch of idiots, but I just watch it, you know?
Trainwreck TV, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm about the reality TV, I guess.
Awesome, Tommy. Thanks so much for taking some time. The new album is fantastic. I love what you did with it, especially lyrically, the theme you got going there. I think it really is relevant to now, musically and thematically. So I hope it takes you great places, and we look forward to what the next one sounds like.
Thank you so much for your support, man.